Hey everybody, how are you doing? All you superstars and rock stars and people following Move, Think, Smile. And all the people in our groups, we've got a couple things going on. And, Move, Think, Smile, we're really focused on helping, you achieve, maintain that six-figure success, that dream that we're always looking about doing. But more importantly, doing it without burning out, right? It's all about balancing that success with freedom, with the energy, having an impact, and doing all these amazing things without breaking in half is what it really is. And so on one side, we help health and coaches and practitioners really build their business to get things going out there so they can have a successful career and they can get out there and spread their wings and help them make this world a better place. And on the other side, we work with work-life balance specifically with career-driven individuals. And today, we're kind of hitting both sides of the equation here, and we're really talking about the three lies that are keeping you in work-life imbalance, right? That's no balance, guys. That's what that means here. It's really leaning towards, typically it's going to lean towards the work side of things. And so, Elea, it's really interesting that, we come out of the gates with our education, or we become an entrepreneur, or we climb the corporate ladder like I tried to do back in the day, and things can happen, and sometimes you'll get promotions, you'll get better qualifications, you get better names, your title gets more fancy, your paycheck goes up a little bit. But what ends up happening is that whole balancing that we think we're going to get just doesn't happen, because it's like hard work pays off, they said, more freedom, they said, next thing you know, it's like, you're lighting your computer on fire, you're hitting it with a sledgehammer. So what are these lies? What are these lies that we keep telling ourselves that we believe? And the thing is, it's like, we don't realize they are lies, do we?
No, we don't. We totally buy into, this busy burnout culture. And it's really difficult because in a culture where, we've gotten so used to instant gratification because technology has really sped things up, we feel this hurriedness, right? Like we always have to be on, we always have to be available, we have to get back to them right away because it's easier, because we can. And this leads us to living in this space of just constant pushing and constant speed. And what that does to our entire system is it starts to make everything an emergency.
Yeah.
And that's where we really get stuck. So we're going to start with kind of the first lie that we buy into, and that is that something is really important. This is really important. We get this stuck in our head, and typically what happens is we're making these little minutia things that we do throughout the day, we're making small problems into big ones. And this is where we really, really get stuck. We've lost our perspective on what's really a problem and what's not. And we've turned everything into this must happen right now. Can you relate to that, Adam?
Maybe just a little bit. Gosh, what you're saying as like, it's just going through my head. It's like, oh my gosh, that was a way bigger problem than, it's like, that wasn't a problem at all. Right. It wasn't a problem at all. And I can go down the line of designing a website page, and I couldn't get something to line up, and it just became way bigger of a problem than it really was, right? It just completely sucked my entire day away, if not a couple of days. Or I can think about a conversation I had that there was really no problem there, but I just internalized it and just made it into this thing. Or, you come home, you try to chill at night, you're like, you're just used to it. You check your work email and there's like 80,000 people trying to cover their ass. And you're just like, oh my God, what's going on? And it's just like, it just becomes like all their little problems you take as your problems and stuff like that. And one of the tricks here is, we've talked about this in the past, is turning problems into opportunities. And that is when you take full responsibility for a problem, it's no longer a problem anymore. You just go take care of it. So that lie, where do you think that lie is coming from?
Well, again, I think it's, this idea that we've bought into, we have to be on all the time. And the other thing is we've stopped really blocking out, space for certain things. So a prime example would be, I hear this a lot with people. It's like their phone will ring and they immediately go into kind of this high stress state of like, I have to answer it. I have to do this. They answer it. And then after they get off the call, it's like, I can't believe they interrupted me. I can't believe they did this. I can't believe that. Now I have to get back to them right away. I can't not take this call. And even just the way I'm speaking right now, you can get a sense of kind of what our thinking ends up being.
Yeah.
And so what happens is we start to get frustrated for other people calling us when really we're the ones that need to set the boundary. We're the ones that answered the phone, right? So I hear this a lot with people as well, even when it comes to, hey, I didn't want to call you too late, so I didn't, or I sent an email, or I did this. And, one thing that I pride myself on is I don't answer the phone if I'm not in a space where I can answer the phone, if I am in a rushed, freaked out, oh my gosh, I must answer this space, I know that I shouldn't be on the phone, right? And so it's really taking that moment to say when you're available and when you're not, and not making everything really, really important. If you live this way, you will burn out faster than you can imagine. And your work-life balance dreams are just going to get flushed right down the toilet. So it's really important to start figuring out what's truly important.
Okay, so that first lie is, this is really important, right? That's the first lie. This
That's
is really
the first
important.
lie.
This is really important. This is really important. This is really important. And I get it. I don't think we need to dive into that one too much more. And it comes back from, it's interesting. It's like, how did that get started, right? I think, if you take a look at why is this really important? Why do I really have to do this? Because we have this goal. Right? We have this goal. We have our own professional identity. We want to get out there. We have this purpose. And if we aren't achieving the level of success, or if we have that success, but we haven't achieved, when I say achieve the level of success, your career is probably successful. Like, you're probably doing well there. But if you're not enjoying life, right? And that's kind of a platitude. But basically, it's different for everybody. But if you're not getting done with work and actually getting out and doing stuff and having fun, it doesn't matter if you like hiking or mountain biking. It doesn't matter if you like going bowling. It doesn't matter if you like playing music. It doesn't matter if you like just hanging out with your friends and having political discussions. It does not matter. It does not matter. But if you're not doing those things that you enjoy doing, then what's all this work for in the first place?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I think, again, we have to really come back to the idea that, we have to get clear on what's really important. Otherwise, you're putting out fires all day long. And again, this is really important because as you reach higher and higher levels of success, more and more people are going to want you, need you, come to you for questions, come to you for, advice, come to you for, the write-off. And so the more successful you get, the more this kind of barrage of information starts coming in. So you've got to figure out what is truly important. Otherwise, your ability to continue to grow in your income is going to be capped.
Yep. So what's really important? The lie is, this is really important. The opposite of that is, you are really important, right? Your health, your energy, your sanity. Because as we have said a million times here to you guys, whether you've heard it or not before, putting your health first is like printing money. 100%. I cannot tell you enough of what happens when you actually start taking care of you. It sounds selfish. I get that at first, but the side effects are just absolutely amazing. So lie number one, this is really important. Busted, right? We don't need to believe that anymore. So what's the second lie, Elea?
So the second one is, this will give me freedom, right? So typically what we tend to do is we forget that things are only as valuable as the freedom that they give us. And so this is, again, where we can get confused about what's really important and what is going to give us freedom. So again, we tend to work. We've got these goals that we want to meet. We've got these, things that we want to do. It could be, taking that big vacation or remodeling your house. And so again, typically we just go into the space of, I need to work more because I have this big goal. I want to buy this boat. And so again, really taking a look at, is that really going to give you the freedom that you're craving?
Or another way to look at it, the happiness factor, right? Okay, I'm going to work like this so I can get my boat. But is the boat doing you any good if you're sitting on it and you're burnt out and you're cynical and you're just like, I can't believe all that shit that happened last week, right? And you're unable to unplug from anything. Okay, maybe you got a couple hours. Maybe you got the Saturday off. You got your big, badass, brand new boat and you're sitting on it on an intercoastal waterway outside of Charleston, South Carolina, and it's a beautiful, sunny, 78-degree day. and you've got your favorite beverage of choice with you, but are you really enjoying it?
And this is something that I hear from people all the time is that inability to unplug. They take that dream vacation, but then they find themselves like sneaking into the bathroom to like answer their email on their phone or to get back to this or that. And they feel so uncomfortable not working. They feel so uncomfortable taking this time to enjoy the freedom that they say they want. But then when they get it, they feel like they can't enjoy it. So, again, this lie that we kind of fall into is something is going to give me freedom. I need to get something before I can experience freedom. But again, what tends to happen is now we're working more to get that thing. And then by the time we get it, again, are we really able to enjoy it?
And so the opposite of that is you've got to have freedom, right? Before you get something in order to really enjoy it.
Yes.
We're just flipping the equation here. We're just flipping on its head, guys. It's so simple. It's so simple, but I will be the first to say it ain't easy. It ain't easy. Getting that freedom that you need in order to actually get out there and enjoy the things that you thought were going to give you the freedom is more important and a way better strategy than getting out there and getting the house, getting the boat, getting the car, getting the bikes, getting an RV, whatever it is that you think is going to give you the freedom. Because if you're sitting inside those things and using those things and you can't use them effectively, I mean, like I said, you might have the time, but if you can't really enjoy them, is it really freedom? No, it's a waste of money.
Yeah.
It's a big waste of money and it's a big waste of your life. So that one, this will give me freedom. Line number 2, busted, right? It's something that we think, right? And this is something that we've been taught over and over again. You go out there, you work hard, you save up your money, then you go buy the thing that you want.
Yeah.
Then you go take the vacation. Then you go do these things. But what ends up happening is you work hard, you save up your money, you get the thing, and you hate it.
Yeah.
Or
you're
you're
enjoy
not enjoying it. Like you're stoked for maybe
Yeah.
a week or two, but then you're just not really enjoying it. I can't tell you the number of people that we talk to that do that. I mean, a boat's a great example because we live in a big boating community. But people will go out there, they'll buy the boat, and for the first month it's great, but then they just never use it again.
Yeah.
Or they use it and they just can't enjoy it, right? Because there's just so much going on. They're unable to unplug from that. They just don't have the balance of life to fill the gas tank, right, of having a good time.
Absolutely. So the third lie we tell ourselves is I'm so busy. And, I've made this one kind of simple, but really what we're saying is like being busy makes us feel important. If I'm busy, I must be important. And this is where we tend to confuse our value and our identity with our work. And this is a very, very slippery slope. And it's easy to do because we spend most of our waking hours working. But again, we tend to be like, I'm so busy, therefore I am important. I'm so busy, I don't have enough time to do this. If I slow down, what does that mean about who I am? If I'm not achieving, if I'm not getting to this next goal. And so we've turned busy into this badge of honor. We've turned busy into this identity, and we've turned busy into a way of actually avoiding figuring out what's really important. So a lot of times when we look at people that have zero work-life balance, that, are hitting their six-figure success or more, they've started their companies or they're, increased their sales process, they're really killing it here. They feel accomplished in this space. They feel like they're winning and they love it there. When they spend a lot of time there and don't nurture a personal life, when they go into their personal life, they have no idea how to win there. They've broken relationships, or relationships feel stale, or they feel stressed, or they don't know how to connect anymore into those places. And so typically a lot of times we freak out about that and then run back to work. Makes sense?
And the whole busy thing, right? Like you said, badge of honor. So do this. So this is a great exercise. So especially if you're working in a company, you can ask them, it's like, how you doing, Fred? Scattered, loaded, right? I've got so much
Busy.
slammed. I'm slammed. That's a good one you hear all the time. I'm slammed. How you doing? Slammed. Does that sound like work-life balance to you? No, it sounds like a heart attack's down the street is what it sounds like. Because if you're living that way every day, the side effects on your body are intense. Guys, we have so much research out there that's showing that the stressful environments of following these lies, right? That I'm so busy, that this is going to give me more freedom, that, this is really important. I've got to take care of it now. Basically puts your brain into the stress response, and it sends the body that messages of threat that you're in a stressful environment, even though there's not a tiger in the woods getting ready to jump out and eat you, right? That's a stressful event. Having too many emails to get done, or this is really important, or this is going to get me freedom, I got to work my ass off to get here. That's not a stressful event, but we internalize it, and our brain doesn't know the difference, and the body doesn't know. It's a very smart biocomputer, and it's eavesdropping all the time, but it cannot determine that the message of threat coming from the brain, because the brain is basically the general of the body, right? It's the CPU, and whatever it says, the body's like, 10-4, let's go. That's what they're doing. So if it's sending messages of threat down there, things start happening, and you start losing your energy, and all kinds of crazy stuff starts happening.
Yeah. And again, I think it's so important to realize that, for a lot of people, they might even think, that when you get to this certain level of success, burnout won't be an issue, or running yourself ragged, or, again, we think, oh, if I start my own business, I'll have all this freedom.
Right.
Or, oh, if I get that promotion, I'll have this, I'll have that. And what we're, again, what we're really seeing is burnout does not equate to little or a lot of success. It doesn't matter where you are on the financial scale. What matters is how you're living your life, where you're putting your priorities, and what it is that you're believing that really affect this process. And so, our big mission here at Move, Think, Smile is to help those of you who are extremely successful be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You've put in the work, you've put in the time, you've reached this certain level, but we want to make sure that once you get to your pie in the sky, this represents my freedom, that you can actually enjoy it.
Yeah. Right. I mean, we have careers for two reasons. One, we want to have an impact, right? We want to have a purpose. We're out there trying to do something for the greater good. That's most people. And then you have the income part too, right? Mm-hmm. And the people with the most integrity, you're allowed to have both, right? You're allowed to have impact, and you're allowed to have income, and you're allowed to have balance in that whole work-life equation thing. Mm-hmm. And you are. But if you're struggling to get it, guys, if you're believing those three lies, like I said, it's super simple. Stop thinking everything is really important. Stop thinking that this thing is going to give you freedom. You've got to have the freedom before you can enjoy the thing. Right? Mm-hmm. And stop running around ragged and wearing this badge of honor of busyness, because that's not getting you anywhere. It's tearing your body down, right? And when that starts happening, it's a slow process. It slowly eats away. And this is why people are struggling with fatigue, right? They're struggling with, even when they do get the free time to get out there, they're struggling to actually enjoy it because they're just wiped out, right? They're just tired all the time. And so on that note, Elea, I think, if you're looking to really get out there, you want to increase your energy, you definitely want to increase the whole balance portion of the whole work-life thing, then we invite you to come over to movethinksmile.com/talk, get on our calendar, and, let's chat and see if we're a good fit to really, really increase the balance part of the equation, right? The life part of the equation, without you having to step back from your career or sacrifice any of your success.
Yep.
So if any of this sounds interesting, guys, you're definitely going to want to sit down and have a chat with us to see if we're a good fit to make that happen. Come on over to movethinksmile.com/talk. And I think it's really important to note, how this whole work-life balance thing and health is such an intermingled web, right, of what's going on. And I don't know if you guys have seen a study in Forbes, but it goes something like this: 40% of people working 40 hours a week or more are going to be forced to retire early due to health problems, right? Because guess what's not on? Or guess what's off? Work-life balance, right? It's imbalanced. There's just way too much imbalance in there. And another 35% will make it to retirement. We're talking 60 to 65 years of age, right? That's the typical retirement age, but won't be able to do anything or the things that they want to. Like, hey man, I want to retire. I'm going to go fishing more. I'm going to go hiking more. I'm going to go camping more. I'm going to go do these things more. Aren't going to be able to do them at the level that they want because their body has gone into rapid aging because that whole, guess what's off? Work-life balance thing. So guys, if you'd like to, balance your success with energy and freedom, right? So you can rock out the rest of this life. Come on over to movethinksmile.com/talk, get on the calendar. Let's see where you're at and let's see if we might be able to help you out. Elea, any other parting shots?
No, I think that's it for today. Just really take a look at what we've covered today and ask yourself, if you're buying into these lies and if you are making excuses to work more, then this is a sign, again, that you're ready for work-life balance. And again, if you want to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, then you got to start breaking away from the addiction of work.
Right, guys. And if you have any questions or comments, put them in the box below. Put them in the comments below. Let us know how we can best support you guys. All right, everybody. Until the next episode, we'll talk soon. Take care.